A power like no other, taking godlike beings to even match its power, where a power exceeds of that even its creators had to abandon, dubbing it out of control. A weapon that in the wrong hands could destroy all life with no end in sight. A weapon even monsters and gods tremble at the name of. With all the eyes on such a creation, what horrors must its user take in wearing such a device? This is a life. No, the curse of Sho Fukamashi. Looking into the series in depth and just as a normal fan really, shows you how the horror of being the Guyver. We got our main perspective of Sho. Now in a lot of anime nowadays, when getting his power, Sho would have been someone who would have his own personal harem. A normal boy who was granted power, who has to defeat the evil of this world. Instead, we get someone who is having a normal high school issues. When first retrieving the units, you get this gut feeling like something is wrong. The way Sho panics after becoming one of the units, not knowing what is going to happen next. When coming back to his senses, he does struggle a bit, wondering if he will look like he did before. Luckily for him, that was the case. He's able to fuse with the suit off and on at will. So new power that he can turn off and on at will, he's able to beat Zonoids effortlessly. What can go wrong? Well, a lot goes wrong. Trying to go public with the Guyver and Kronos is swiftly put down. When Sho shows proof of the Guyver to the news, that station and everyone in it was killed. So what can they do? They can't go public or trust the police, because they will be captured, so I guess they will just have to deal with it themselves. A brave but foolish mistake. Then again, what other choice do they have? Sho gets his first fill of true horror when he runs into Guyver II. After finding his weak point and killing him, Sho sees how you die in a suit. It melts you with no way of being able to get the suit off. Being trapped in your own body, not being able to do anything but relax as you melt away. Unfortunately for Sho, he would share the same fate as Guyver II. He was killed by the first anti-Guyver Zonoid. Thankfully for Sho, he was able to come back from the dead. I guess Sho cannot be killed. While Sho cannot be killed though, his close ones can be killed. Sho's father is the last person in his family. His mother died when he was young, and he was very close to his father. He has been supportive of Sho and been a really good father. He would get the shock of his life when he found out that his crush and his father was kidnapped. He would luckily free both of them. He did it, he rescued them. But just because he rescued them does not mean he was able to save them. Sho's father turned into the same type that killed Sho before. Not wanting to hurt his father, he was on the defensive. A glimmer of hope as Sho sees that his father is still in there, as he hesitates and says Sho's name. He was not able to hold up for long, striking and killing Sho. But not the unit. With no consciousness, it was on the defensive, with no hesitation on what he has to do. Then the Guyver started to charge up. And with that, his father is gone. Not knowing that he committed patricide, Sho started to come back to his senses. Not knowing it, Sho mentally blocks out what happened, not being able to summon the Guyver. Now there is a lot I could go over more, but I would like to keep all of this to when I review the novels and the manga. So what is there to say now? Well, how about the themes of horror in the Guyver? Now while there is a lot, I will make this just the main horror themes. loss, and body horror. So getting into the body horror, things are mainly used with the zoonoids. The zoolords are definitely not something that come up. I honestly thought they would be more hideous in nature and in character design, but the zoolords are more, I guess, fine-tuned and stuff like that due to their natures of being more godlike, whereas the zoonoids are more bestial-like. You can see that in appearance as well. You've either got beetle or rodent or mainly sea creature vibes that I get from them. There are some in between that, but those are the main ones that I can see from the zoonoids. But the body horror is mainly either the transforming stuff, where like you can clearly see how painful it is to transform, and that also goes to the, well, Guyvers as well. Well, unless it's Guyver II for obvious reasons. And because of that, you get a feeling that the Guyver isn't just a on and off. It feels like a Wolverine situation where in order to use your powers, it's very painful. But like, you get used to it after a while. Now, I must say when it comes to the entire series, it's not as gruesome as others, but it definitely holds up its weight when it comes to gruesome scenes, and a lot more, mainly with the deaths. But that's mainly it for body horror. What about psychological horror and other stuff? Psychological horror is definitely there, but I wouldn't say it's as prominent as the others. The only one that I could honestly see that's mainly there when it comes to horror is the elements of absentness and defeat. Reason being is the show is always lonely when it comes to the Guyver series. When he wants to go out and get people involved that can actually help him, obviously he can't do that, as we saw with the station, and he can't get the person he loves involved because of that. And when it does happen to happen, well, they get in trouble. And that's just the feeling of defeat in this, where he's had his whole family taken away, his loved ones nearly dying. Well, his loved ones did die a lot of the time, but you get the picture. There is a lot of times throughout this where show feels lonely. Well, it's not just show, it's also a lot of others where people have gone in knowing that they will die and died anyway, either gruesome or being betrayed. But I will leave it there due to the fact that I do want to go more over it in depth in another point in the videos. I do hope this has convinced you that Guyver is definitely something to look forward to and, well, to look more into. Now, it is on Crunchyroll and a couple other streaming sites, and unfortunately for us, we never got another season. Now, the only thing to go over now is nothing to do with this video. It's actually to do with another video. I have wanted to do power scaling somewhat in a couple of my different videos, or what ifs or something similar to that. So, I will probably be doing a Guyver power scale series, not somewhat like a lot of the others where, oh my god, we're just power scaling characters. It's more to do with as a whole as the Guyver. Like it will be with the units, it will obviously be with the Guyvers as well. I'll mainly be going over those, and then going more in depth into the other series as well, with a couple more characters. But thank you everyone for watching. This is FearfulMilk, and I do hope to see you in the next video. Take care everyone.